This is how you set up a OneNote class notebook inside your OneNote app on your iPad. Now right now I'm logged in to my OneNote. I'm using my app, and at the very top of my screen I see the word class notebook. I'm just going to click on that. And I am going to click on this button over here. It looks like a notebook with a plus sign. And that signifies a new notebook that you want to create. Now it's taking me into the naming convention for my notebook. Now you have to be a little bit careful with this because it doesn't like special characters like question marks or hyphens or slashes. Avoid using that. I would just type in my name without the period. And now what it's saying is, great, okay, we're going to set up this notebook for you, this class notebook for you, and this is what you're going to get. You're going to have a collaboration space right over here where students and teachers can work together. The teacher can edit the content and the student can edit the content. That's what collaboration is all about. Then we have the content area where basically the teacher can edit the content and the student can only view the content. The student could copy the content and then place it in their own personal folder, which we can get into later. And then here is the student notebooks. It's a private space for each student. The students can edit his or her own content and they can't view other people's notebooks. The teacher can edit the content. So the teacher can view every student's notebook all at the same time. Then I click Next. Now, this is optional. If you want to give another teacher permission to use your class notebook, if you have a teaching partner, or maybe you have a French teacher or a PPT teacher that you want to bring in, then you would enter in their email address right there. I don't need that right now, so I'm going to click Next. And now it's asking you to enter your students' names. So this is connected to our Office 365 account. I am going to just use a fellow colleague. And then you would keep entering your students' names or their email addresses. And see, it recognizes the name. You would do this for your entire class. You would click Next, and now you're almost there. It says what should be inside each student's private spaces. So these are the folders that will be inside every student's private space. They have one already predetermined for handouts, class notes, homework, quizzes. You can uncheck these. These are just the suggestions from Microsoft. You can also add more. So over here, maybe I would add a folder called Extra, just in case. You can always modify this later on as well. I would click Next. Now on step 6, it's giving me a final overview. It says this is what the teacher's view would look like. It says teacher's notebook up there. It says my name over there. I will see a welcome note, which is a lot of jargon from Microsoft. You can delete that later on if you want. It just basically explains a little bit of how OneNote Class Notebook works. And then there's a collaboration space. There's the content library. And these would be all my students listed over here. The student's view would look like this. They would have their teacher's name at the very top. They would have the welcome note from Microsoft, which you can delete. They will have the collaboration space, the content library, where you, the teacher, will put in information. And then this is their private folders that only the teacher will be able to see. And then you would click Create. It takes a few minutes to set up the class notebook, and then your notebook is ready. You can either open in OneNote Online right now, or you can open in OneNote, the actual app. If I click open with the online version, I'm on the web right now, and it is opening the notebook right now. Your students will get an email to their Office 365 account saying you've been added to your teacher's OneNote class notebook. Click this link to access the OneNote. Or they could go into their OneNote app and click on Shared with Me, and then they would look for the OneNote class notebook name, which my name for the OneNote class notebook is Mr. Nerona. And then they would click on that and access your OneNote class notebook.